Hey y'all, welcome back. Lesson 73. Let's take a look at exponents. Very quickly before we do that, what is the meaning of 5 squared? What do all those mean? Remember what they mean? Okay. We know that this is just a shorthand kind of way of not having to make us write out 5 times 5, and then 5 times 5 times 5, and then 5 times 5 times 5. It just saves a lot of space, number one. Number two, let's say you're writing 5 times 5 times 5 times, and somebody's just, imagine there's 15 of them or something. Imagine if somebody starts counting, oh, I was at 14 and 15, I think it's 14, the person's doing some kind of a chemistry experiment that depends on getting this right, and then, hey, I got the right amount, boss, whatever. Okay, well, no, you missed it. Okay, that keeps us from making errors, and it makes it, less horrible to look at in books where the problem is like 68 lines long or something like that. So, all right, let's do some more stuff with exponents then. This is how to read these, just so make sure you're reading this correctly. Okay, this is read 5 to the second power, or you could say 5 squared. This is 10 to the third power, or 10 cubed, they say. This is just 3 to the fourth power, and 2 to the fifth power, and so on. So that's how you read this off. Let's do a couple of problems. All right, let's compare. 3 to the fourth power, how does that compare to 4 to the third power? Well, we're going to have to figure these out, right? Okay, we don't know whether it's equal or greater than or less than until we actually figure what's going on. So 3 to the fourth power is this, 3 times 3 times 3 times 3. And any time in multiplication, anything you ever do, when you get into algebra, don't forget these rules because nothing changes. When you do algebra, all you're doing is just doing some stuff with A's and B's and X's that already work with numbers. So if it works with numbers, it'll work with those variables like A, B, C, and D, and X, and all that kind of stuff. Okay, well, you know this. It doesn't matter what order you multiply stuff in, does it? To me, you could go like this. You could go 27, that's 3 times 3 times 3, times 3. Then you have to go, 27 times 3 over here. Forget that. Just go 3 times 3 is 9. And then this 3 times 3 is 9. So 9 times 9 is 81. That's all you need to do. So how does that compare to 4 to the third power? Well, 4 times 4 is 16. Then 16 times 4 is 64. So you can look at this and go, okay, well, 81 is greater than 64. There we go. It's actually, if you want to check this out, it's 26 point, well, let's see, 26 point, no, it's something, it's pretty close to that. Where am I? Yeah, it's 26.565% more than 64. Okay. This is another type of question they're going to answer you, right? The prime factorization of 1,000 using exponents to group factors. Okay, well, we already know how to do it like these, right? With using factor trees. Remember these? You can start with whatever you want. Doesn't matter how you break it up. You can go 10 times 100. That's one way. Good as any. 10 we know is 2 times 5, and we'll stop right there. I like to circle these if they're prime because you just kind of helps you remember which ones to keep. 100 is, I don't know, let's just do 2 times 50. You could have done 10 times 10, or it doesn't matter. 50 is 2 times 25, and of course 25 is 5 times 5. So you've got 2, 5, 2, 2, 5, and 5, all right? Rather than writing this long mess, what we'll do is we'll take all the 2's, there's 3 of them, and go 2 times 2 times 2, that'll be 2 cubed, right? Or 2 to the third power. And we have 3 5's as well, so we'll just put multiplied by 5 to the third power. There you go. That's all there is to it. That's how you're going to do exponents to group factors. Okay? All right, here's another one. Simplify this one. 100 minus 10 squared. Well, you could look at this and go 100. Okay, we already know what that is, 100. 10 squared just means 10 times 10. So the answer to this would be 0. There we go. Got it. Okay. Now it looks like on your practice set, you've got a ton of these. This is one of the last 2 types we're going to do. All right. Write 0.5 as a common fraction. Okay. Well, if you read this, how do you read this out loud other than using 0.5? You say, okay, well, that is, when you have a decimal, there's something here, something there, and something there. If it's 5 here, it'd be 5/10, right? If it was 5/7, it'd be 57 hundredths. I'm assuming you said hundredths. If you didn't say hundredths, bad. No. Okay. If it's a 2 right there, you go 572 thousandths. Okay. We're only at this point though. So this is 5/10. Well, duh, 5/10. Just write it. 5/10, right? Of course, we can reduce that to 1/2. Boom. There you go. Don't look, and I know you're not doing this. I'm very confident. Don't just like memorize stuff and just endlessly just kind of like kind of memorize it and not think about it. You know, when you see this, you go 0.5, yeah, but it's also 5/10. You go, oh, 5/10. Oh, it's a fraction. 5 divided by 10. Okay, there. Oh, yeah, I can reduce that. You know, use your common sense and work this stuff out a little bit yourself. Okay, here's another one. Write this as a mixed number. Well, it's the same question we just had, right? It just has a 3 in front of it. So we can write, this is going to be 3 and what's the fraction? Right there. 75 hundredths, right? And of course, I'm sure you recognize that 25 goes into both of these numbers. So we can just write 3 and 75 divided by 25 is 3. 100 divided by 25 is 4. And there you go. Okay. All right. Let's try the approximately 952 practice problems there are in this lesson. So you can either pause all right now and do them all or come back or however you want to work it. So pause it. Okay, number 1, 10,000, right? 10 times 10 times 10 times 10, all right? B, you should get 8 plus 16, which is 24, all right? C, all right, that'll be 4 times 25, which is 100. D, all right, that's going to be 2 to the 3rd power times 3 to the 2nd power. In other words, it's 8 times 9. You got 2, 2, 2, 3, and 3. That should be in your factorization. All right, try E. That's going to be 12 and 1/2, of course. F, 1 and 1/4. G. Now you might have gone, oh, what in the world? G. This is G, 125 thousandths, right? Now you're going to have to probably do some math or use the factor tree or whatever, whatever you want to do to break this down. Excuse me. If you broke this down to prime factors 125, it's 5 times 5 times 5. All right? 1,000, we just did that a minute ago. Remember that? Okay, that's going to be 2 times 2 times 2, and then 5 times 5 times 5. Remember that? Okay, if you didn't, you should do that. Even if it takes you a couple of minutes, make sure you get these right. Okay, now if you look at this, 1, 2, 3, 5s, 1, 2, 3, 5, well, those are gone. Nothing left up top. You have to have something on top for a fraction like a 1. Otherwise, you have a 0. 0 divided by anything is 0. Okay, well, most things. 2 times 2 times 2 is 8, so of course your answer will be 1/8. Okay, H, that's 5 hundredths. And you break down 5 hundredths, 5 goes into 5 once, 5 goes into 100, 20 times, boom, there you go. Okay, I, 24 hundredths, okay, but it couldn't. Don't just leave it 24 hundredths. Look at this. Don't, be mentally strong. I mean, look at this and go, oh yeah, those are both even numbers. That's a 12, that's a 50. Oh, those are even as well. 12 divided by 2, 50 divided by 2, everybody knows that. Yeah, there you go. Okay, all right, last one, J, 10 and 2/10. Break down the 2/10 and do 1/5. So, all right, aim at 25 or more. Okay, for your problem set today. Get those right, as many as you can. Okay, have a great time doing it. See you next time.